Hey, how y'all doing? It's late. And I don't know if I'm gonna have time to record this video later this week. So while it's on my mind and while it's on my heart, I'm gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say, and then I'm going to bed. It is April 27th, right? Or the 28th. I don't know, it's Sunday. 27th. It's the Sunday after Easter. Okay? I've been doing a lot of reflecting this past week. I am personally preparing to celebrate my pastor's 19th anniversary. But my pastors always say it's our anniversary, right? And I love my pastors. Don't try them. Okay? All right, love you. But last year at pastor's anniversary, this was on a Friday night. I'm gonna let y'all in my business for a little bit, okay? A man, the preacher, I'm sorry y'all, I'm cooking fish. And I can't stand up, I got a heel spur. But anyway, and I've been on my feet for 12 hours. Anyway, last year, church anniversary, Friday night, first night. I remember this day like it was yesterday because it is permanently part of who I am and what I'm doing here today, okay? The preacher stood up. I had done the welcome. It was an amazing night. I pray that this year, like, we level up for church anniversary, pastor's anniversary. But that man got up there and got ready to preach, right? Okay. When he got up there to preach, he was calling people out. He was prophesying to people. And he said, "Where's the girl with the glasses?" And ironically enough, I was wearing these glasses. And I had on a green jumpsuit. And I was in the back, in the dark. Like, in the back, minding my business. And when he asked for me, I just, "Hey, I'm back here in the dark. You can't see me, but I can see you." But I had to step into the light so that he could see me, okay? And this man told me, this was the 1st of May. He told me by the end of May that he said it was the biggest door he had ever seen, and it was just blessings falling from the sky, right? Okay. I'm like, "Ooh, Lord, you know, I've been through a lot in my lifetime. I am really now at a point to where I feel like I might be able to possibly be ready to write a book." That's just how hilarious my life has been, okay? I'm making potatoes. Y'all don't pay me no attention. Anyway, he said this to me, and of course, I receive it, I'll take it. The end of the month comes, and it did not feel like the heavens had opened. It felt like hell had busted wide open and was about to swallow me whole. Okay? Yes, I thought hell was about to swallow me whole. A couple weeks before the month was set to end, I found out my husband had multiple affairs. He was on dating sites. And I was losing I had lost my husband. And we were getting ready to get a divorce, an expedited divorce. So I remember vividly walking to work on May the 30th, the last day of May, 30, 31, whatever the last day of May was last year. Crying, walking to work in tears, in complete shambles, because I said, "God, you said it was gonna be a door of blessings," and I don't really think that's what you meant. Not calling that man a liar, but it really did not feel like a door of blessings that had just been opened on my behalf. Okay? I go to work, but I'm still like, I'm telling God how I feel, but that doesn't change the fact that I believe that there's something coming my way. Because it wasn't like, in my mind, like, and I remember people in the church asking me what happened. You know, I can't wait to see what it is. I'm here to tell y'all now, y'all been watching it the whole time. It wasn't like that man said it's going to open on the 30th and close June 1st. I never even believed it like that. I believed that that door was going to open, and he didn't say when it was going to shut. And I'm here to tell you that door ain't shut yet. Okay? And I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful. Have I been through a lot from then to now? Yes. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. But I'm still here and I'm still standing and I still got a smile on my face, okay? And I still know that God is God, and God has been God and real godlike over here, okay? When we got divorced, he took our car and allowed it to get repossessed out of spite because he didn't want me to have it. I was $5,000 behind in my rent. I was about to lose my apartment. God gave me, I said, Lord, if you just give me, I was ready to go back to my mama's house. Pack this up. I'll go back home and I'll start over. But I vividly remember going to my mama's house and I walked into my old room and I burst into tears because I was like, I don't want to be back here. Not because I don't love my mama, because I love my mama real, real bad. Because that's another thing that God did. He restored our relationship. And baby, if you know, you know. He restored that relationship. But I just felt like if I moved back home, I was going to be stuck there forever and I would never grow. I was going to be stagnant and just never grow from there. And I remember walking out my mama's house and going to get back in the car because I still had the car at that point. He said, I ain't never tell you to go over there. I ain't tell you to go back over there. I ain't told you to leave. Nowhere. I ain't told you to leave your job. I ain't told you to leave your house. My pastor confirmed it probably that same Sunday. I just needed to stand still. Stay. He got me, and he did. He gave me the strength to work the hours I needed to work, to get the money I needed to get. He fixed my mouth because I don't like asking for help. I suffer from what people call now oldest daughter syndrome, and I'm hyper independent. If I can't do it myself, it ain't meant to be done. I don't like asking for help. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Lord, it's not my pride. It's just I've always had to do it myself. I remember I've asked for help before and nobody could help me. So I just was like, I'm never asking for help again because I already know what the answer is going to be. But this time, I thought I knew what the answer was going to be. But I still had to do it. I still had to walk in that little bit of obedience and ask for the help. And I got the help. And I remember the day I had the last, like it was like $3,000 and some dollars that I needed to go get from the bank. I was going to get a cashier's check. That was the day that the bank systems shut down. Y'all remember that? Like no banks could do any business. I'm not even thinking that my bank was affected. I'm thinking I'm immune to this because God knows what I got to do. So my mama comes to get me on my lunch break. We fly up to the closest location to my bank. And they're like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. We have one bank in this area that is open and operating. And it is in University. I don't got that kind of time. I'm on my 30-minute lunch break. If I ain't never tell y'all, I prayed about my job where I work currently. Not only did I pray about my apartment, I let God tell me where to come to live. But I also prayed about the job that I took. He knew this was all going to happen to me because my job is across the street from my house. So I wasn't really hurting when that man took that car because I can still walk to work. So I haven't really lost nothing. You know, there's been no lack in that department. I've been able to keep my full-time job and my apartment. All right. I called my supervisor and I called my charge nurse. And I said, y'all, I'm on my way back. I said, but I really need to either leave early because the only bank, and my mama was like, your job gonna have to figure something out because you have to get this done. I called them, they said, we will cover your patients. We know what you're up against right now. You go handle your business and come back. And I did. And when I got that cashier's check in my hand, I cried. I sat in that car with my mama and I cried. I was like, Mama, I did it. And my mama said, you did. She said, I couldn't help you this time. She couldn't. My mama couldn't help me. That was a lot. And my mama told me she was proud of me. And that broke me down even more because I don't remember the last time I heard that from my mama. So I got that done. And life was good. Life was good. We were planning a trip. We go on a mother-daughter trip every year to Charleston. And it was time to go. We were going. It was Labor Day weekend. And we were going to stay in Charleston for 4 days. And I worked 5 12-hour shifts the whole month of August just to make sure I had enough money for the trip. And, you know, so that me and my sister could do things. Because it was basically a sister trip. My mama was going because she was going with her friend. I vividly remember every outfit that I put on when we were in Charleston. I told my sister, I said, I look so pregnant. Like, I hate my clothes. I look pregnant in everything. Because I was pregnant. Because y'all ain't never hurt before you was married. And no, it was not my ex-husband's. So, yeah. The last day of our trip, half of my face was swollen. I looked like Two-Face from Batman. I had tried for years to get pregnant with my ex-husband. And nothing happened. And I vividly remember people telling me it's gonna happen. You'll have your own seed. So when we came home and I went to the emergency room because my face was swollen. I didn't know why my face was swollen. I didn't even know I was pregnant. I had no clue. No clue. I was like 7 weeks pregnant. No clue. Almost 2 months pregnant and had no clue. I didn't have morning sickness. You know why? My sister carried out my pregnancy symptoms. And we just thought, she weird. Like, nobody thought anything of it until after the fact. So I go to the emergency room. The doctor comes in. He said, I don't know why your face look like that. He said, but I can't tell you you're pregnant. Congratulations. Wait a minute. I think you're in the wrong room. I'm 40 and I was pregnant once when I was like 24. I'm 40. I haven't been pregnant from 24 to 40, and you gonna walk in here. I mean, you just sashay in here like that's normal. I mean, it might be to you because you a doctor, you do this stuff all the time, but come again? Who? No, I'm not pregnant, I'm 40. That was my constant response to this man. I didn't know this doctor. I was at my job. I cried. But yeah, I was pregnant. That was on a Monday. That Tuesday, my doctor's office called and said, you are high risk. You need to go have an ultrasound right now. Now, when I was pregnant at 24, I never saw my baby on an ultrasound. They told me I was pregnant, and like 3 days later, I lost my baby. This one, I carried for an extra week before my body started to reject it, and I miscarried again. Hurt, pissed off, angry, depressed, and confused. All the above. It was a physically painful, mentally painful, and emotionally painful time. And just when I thought I was starting to come back to myself, my doctors were like, listen, you're full of fibroids. We gotta take it out. Now, mind you, at the beginning of this video, I told y'all, the guy said he was gonna open this window or this door and it was just gonna be blessings, okay? If you have miscalculated the blessings, if you think this is all doom and gloom, I was supposed to lose my apartment. I was supposed to lose my job. I still to this day, this is said apartment. This is said job. I still have, a year later, even after all that I went through. I'm here, physically here. I had that miscarriage, and I honestly, nobody but God kept me sane after that miscarriage. It was dark. Because when I really felt like I was at the end of grieving that loss, and my doctors were like, for your health, we have to take all of that out. You're gonna have to have a hysterectomy and you can say goodbye to having kids. At first, I was like, cool, because my cycles were heavy. Like, take me up out of here heavy. Like, I was on the verge of going to have blood transfusions once a month for the rest of my life. That's how bad it was. Okay? So, February of this year. Now, I'm still working. I'm still paying my bills. Life is still good. Actually, at this point, before I had my surgery, life is great. Life is great. But I had that surgery, and I was out of work for 6 weeks. My payroll at my job was missed twice. Technical difficulties. I got behind in my rent. When I finally went back to work, my lease office called me. It was the week I went back to work. I've been back at work 3 weeks now. But they told me I was almost $5,000 behind again. I don't physically feel like I can do it, but I gotta do it. The other day, Thursday, Was it Thursday? Yes, it was Thursday. When them people called me and told me I owed $49.17, I said I can give you $3,000. Where I pulled $3,000 from? Out my butt, because I didn't have a clue how much money I was gonna have. I just told him, yeah, I'm bringing $3,000 Thursday. I hung up the phone. I was like, I don't know where I'm finna get $3,000 from. But I had a friend, and she kind of pulled me to the side, and she's like, I want to do something for you. She said, can I pay 1 month of your rent? Excuse me? Y'all want to know what's even funnier? Her name is Faith. Her name that her parents gave her is Faith. At first I told her absolutely not. No, you can't. But that weekend after she said that to me, God made me hear her over and over and over and over. That's all I could hear in my head for days. And he was like, call her, tell her yes. I called her and I gave Faith my yes. I gave Faith my yes. I said yes to Faith. When I got ready to log in to pay my $3,000, because what Faith had given me and what I had brought home is what I was going to give to them. Well, I log in to make my payment. It is not $49.17. It is $31.24. So not only in saying yes to Faith, like saying yes to Faith and yes to Faith, he worked it to where I was sitting in an overflow. I had extra. I had leftovers because I said yes to Faith. I don't know. I get chills every time I think about that. Because I said yes to Faith and then yes to the person Faith, the door has not shut. It's not shut. It's not shut. I have gotten very hard diagnosis since that door opened. I've had trials and I've cried so many tears to where I some days thought the wrong door had opened. But when I tell you this week I have sat and I have thought about it and I've sat in this thing and I've reflected on this thing, no, it wasn't the wrong door. I was just looking at it through the wrong eyes. I'm still saying yes to Faith. I'm still gonna sit in Faith. I'm gonna stand in it, lay down in it, roll around in it, because God is God. And God gonna do God-like things. And I'm gonna stand in my big faith, not the little one. I'm gonna stand on big faith. I got big faith that door ain't closed yet. I don't even think the door just was for me. I think that door has opened to some people attached to me. I've had new people come in and leave. But there are certain ones that I'm watching them be blessed. And I'm so happy for them. I had a friend who didn't think she could get a house. She's renting a house now. She took her son, she's a single parent. She took her son from apartment living to house living. And I saw her son's face when he stood in his house, and he was so happy because his mama stood on faith. And because I wouldn't let her move, you know. If I got to stand in this thing, you gonna stand in it too. I'm so happy for her. And I'm believing for another friend of mine. Things don't look right. They don't look good. But I serve a big, big God. And I'm believing for her healing. Because she got to come back to work. I can't keep working with these people I don't like. So she got to get healed and come on back to work. Or she gonna have to come over here once every 2 to 3 weeks, something. But she gonna be healed. I ain't worried about that. That hole is gonna fill up. Y'all pray for her. I'm gonna tell you her name. And that's it. Because God knows who I'm talking about. Pray for Laura. That's her name. That's all you need to know. Pray for her healing, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. Her family and her finances. That's it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Her family, her finances. Her physical healing, her mental healing, and her emotional healing. That's it. That's all. And I know who gonna watch this. Yo, we got her. Okay? We do, right? All right. I love y'all. I really, truly do. I couldn't go to bed until I got that off my chest and off my heart. Say yes to faith. Okay? Just say yes to faith. I have just watched people around me just grow and flourish and walk in newness and become new people, like not overnight, but they're on track to becoming new people, and it make my heart smile. Even with everything that I've been through in the past year, I'm very happy. I'm very grateful. I don't know. I just woke up the other day and I feel like I woke up. Like I woke up on this side, but just in me just woke up. Something has awakened and I don't know what it is and I don't know what to do with it, okay? So y'all gonna get these crazy videos until I figure out what to do with this. Cause I can't write it cause it don't make sense on paper. So I got to talk it. So congratulations. You get to listen to me be a certified yapper until I figure out what to do with whatever is happening in here, okay? And I promise I took my medicine today. Y'all go be great. Make good choices. And please know that there is somebody out here in this world that love you. And it's me. My name is Keita. It's nice to meet you. I love you. I truly do. And I really want you to be great. I want to see great things come from you and great things to happen to you and through you. But you got to say yes to faith. All right? All right. I love you. Bye.